So, hello friends. Now we shall go for continuing the concept of the bills of exchange by that is in which we are dealing with accommodation bills. We are dealing with accommodation topic, okay, and we are now at illustration number 10. In a previous lecture, I have discussed you with the concept of accommodation, and also we have covered some illustration number 9. Now let us go for illustration number 10. Illustration number 10. For the mutual accommodation of X and Y on 1st April 2019, X drew a 4 months bill on Y for 4000 rupees. Okay. Y returned the bill after acceptance of the same date. Okay. X discounts the bill from his bankers at the rate 6% per annum and remit 50% of the proceeds to Y. Okay. With this, up to here, we shall understand the concept. Up to here, concept is not there actually. We have to understand the situation, what is happening. Let me erase this one and give you some clarification. Okay. Yeah. For the mutual accommodation of X and Y, in order to have some finance for X and Y, what happened is X has drawn a bill of exchange on Y for 4 months. Okay, bill of exchange has been drawn on what we can say on Y for 4000 rupees. Y returned the bill after acceptance on the same date. He has returned the same. That means Y has accepted that bill and he has sent back to X. Now what has X done? X has discounted the same with the bankers at the rate 6% per annum. Now let us calculate. 4000 is the amount on which 6% is the interest, and that is to be discounted at 4% for 4 months. So what we can say, 4000 into 6% into 4 divided by 12. So the discounting charges would be 80. That means 1000 and sorry, I'm sorry, minus 4000. So 3920 is the amount which they are going to receive. 3920 is the amount which they are going to receive finally. Okay. On 4000 bill, we need to go for having interest at that 6%, and for 4 months we are going to take this interest. Interest is 80 rupees. Let me calculate it once again. 4000 into 6% into 4 divided by 12. 80 rupees is the interest, and from 4000 we need to minus. We are going to get 3920. This is to be distributed among X and Y in their agreed ratio. What happened is, per 6% per annum interest is there, and remit 50% of the proceeds to Y. 50% is X share. X share is 50%, and he has transferred 50% to Y. He has transferred remaining 50% to Y, and not only this 3920 should be transferred, that is 50-50 share. This 80 rupees discount which has been taken by bank should be borne by both the parties at 50 rupees rate. So this is 3920 and 80 rupees is to be borne in the ratio. This 3920 is received by both the parties in 50-50 ratio. So 3920 in the sense 1960 plus 40 to X, and 1960 and 40 to Y. Okay. On the due date, X is unable to send the amount due, and therefore Y draws a bill of rupees 7000. No problem. What X has to do on the due date? X has to pay what amount? 2000 rupees to Y. Why? Because for both finance for having their capital funds to be raised, X has drawn a bill of exchange on Y and he has discounted with the bank. So what X has to do? X has given 50% immediately, but remaining 50% which he has to give to Y, he has not provided. For which Y has drawn another bill of exchange of rupees 7000 rupees. Okay, which is duly accepted by X. Y discounts the bill for rupees 6600. So that has to be discounted with 6600 in the sense 6600 in the sense 400 rupees is discount and sends 1300 to X. Okay, and from this 1000, 3000 rupees are not 3000, we can say 4000 rupees. From this 3000, 4000 rupees are to be subtracted. That means in the remaining 3000 rupees, let us see once again. Let me go for clarification. Let me give you some clarification. So this is what 6600 only. It has discounted the same with 6600, and we can say 400 rupees is discounting charges which has been taken by bank. And Y discounts the bill for 6600 and he sends 1300 rupees to X. So out of the 6600 what he has received and plus 400 discounting charges, he has sent from 6600 rupees 1300. That means what, 6600 minus 1300. So the amount which is left with Y is 5300. Before the bill is due for payment, X becomes insolvent. Later 25% rupee could be recovered from his estate. Okay, no problem. So now what we need to do, we need to pass the necessary entries in the books of X. Okay, now we need to understand in the books of X what we need to do in what X has to do here. Let me give you let me erase all these things. One second, friends. I'll get back to you. 1 minute. Yeah. Let us read the question once again. Not total question. I'm going to explain you some part of the question now. Okay. This is illustration number 10, and also the problem from accommodation. We need to have the entries in the books of. We need to write the entries in the books of X. Okay. In the books of X, we are going to write now the journal entries. Let us start. What happened here in the first case? X and Y has been there, as are there, and X drew a 4 months bill on Y for rupees 4000. Okay, for which what X would be recording on which date? 1st April 2019. Bills receivable account data to Y account for 4000 rupees being billed on and acceptance received. Actually not billed on and acceptance received, being billed on for accommodation, for mutual accommodation we can say. Being billed on and not and for mutual accommodation, we are going to write for mutual accommodation. This is what the narration is. So bills receivable account data to Y account, and for 4000 rupees is there, and Y returned the bill and accepted accepted on the same date only. X discount immediately with bankers at the rate 6% per annum. So the same date 1/4/2019 we can write bank account data discounting charges account data to bills receivable account. I have seen there is a discount of 80 rupees. Okay, discount of 80 rupees is there, we have calculated earlier. So this is 3920 80 rupees, and this would be a 4000 rupees being bill discounted with bank. And on the same date what happened, and he has emitted 50% of the proceeds to buy on the same date. So we have to pass the same entry 1/4/2019 on the same date, or same entry on the same date. We need to pass one more entry sending the amount to Y. So Y account at R to sales, so not sales, to bank account, to discount account also we need to send, to discount account also we need to have. Why? Because now in mutual accommodation, discounting charges which has been charged by the bank should also be borne by both the parties. So Y account at our total 2000 rupees has been sent, of which 50% is the amount, right? 50% amount has been sent to them. So 50% of 3920, 1960 rupees. So 1960 and rupees 40 is a discounting charges. Being amount paid, we can write narration being amount paid. And now what happened on the due date is nothing but for 4 months we need to calculate the due date. 1st April 2019, in the sense April completed, May, June, April, May, June, July completed, and August 4th is the due date. So August 4th is the due date. Okay. Okay, what is the due date now? On April, right? April completed, April, May, June, July, 4 months, and afterwards on 4th August 2019, what happened? X is unable to pay, unable to send the amount due, and therefore Y draws a bill of exchange. So on due date what happened? The bills receivable which Y is which X is having, and due to insufficient funds, we have not paid amount amount of rupees 2000 to Y, for which what we are going to write the entry? We are going to write the entry as uh, so what happened on for which buy has drawn a bill of exchange on for rupees 7000. That means what we can say, we have accepted the bill of exchange, right? For which we are going to add the entry Y account at R to bills payable. Being bill accepted. Okay, being bill accepted. Now what happened? Now what happened here? We can see accepted, which is duly accepted by Y. Now what happened? Y discounts the bill for 6600 and sends 1300 to X. What is the discount amount here? On 7000 rupees, 6600 is the amount which has been received. That means 400 is the amount which is like a discounting charges which has been taken by the bank. Now what happens here? On the same date, that is on 4/8/2019, what happened? We have received the amount, so bank account debtor, and discounting charges is also there, so discount account debtor we need to have, discount account debtor to Y account. So for I think we have received only how many money, how much amount? 6,600. How much from 6,600 we have only received 1,300, in the sense we need to calculate the amount which is relevant to 1,300 only. So 1,300 is the amount which has been received through bank, that means that has been credited to bank. We need to calculate the discount amount which is to be written here. Discount amount is, how do we calculate? We need to calculate the relevant amount for this 400, or from this 400 we need to charge some discount to X also. We need to charge this amount, right? No, what is the amount we need to discount here? Simply, what is the total amount which has been received? 6,000, not which has been taken as a discount, 400. And what is the amount received? 6,600, right? 400 by 6,600, and that is to be multiplied with the amount which has been received, that is 2,000. Not, yeah, previously which has been received is 2,000, and which has now been received 1,300. Okay, discounting charges is to be calculated like this now. Out of total amount, out of total the remaining amount is 6,600. Out of 7,000 we have received only 6,600, and from which 400 rupees is discount. So this 400 is to be distributed in this ratio, in this thing. Okay, 2,000 is the amount which has been already received by X. Okay, that means what? The amount which is already there with him. Okay, which is already there with him, which is liable by X to Y. And 1,300 is the amount which has been received recently from Y. So, and this is to be discounted, that means it is to be calculated in this way: 400 by 6,600 into 2,000 plus 1,300. Now let us calculate 2,000 plus 1,300 into 400 divided by 6,600. 200 rupees is the discount. 1,500 is the amount which has been directly to be received. Simply what we can say, you can calculate like this also, but if you don't want to go for confusion, I'll explain you one more thing also. What is the previous ratio agreed by X and Y? 50-50, right? Out of this 4,000 rupees, out of this 4,000, 2,000 is there for X and 2,000 is there for Y. 2,000 is there with X and 2,000 there with Y. This is Y and with X, right? And that means what? 50% ratio is there, that is 1:1 ratio they have distributed. And out of this 7,000, what is the amount which has to be paid by Y finally? 4,000 for first bill. Okay, minus 4,000, if we do, 3,000 is the amount which we have received. No, that means with the amount which has been received by Y after discounting. Okay, I'll explain you. I'll go for I'll go for reading the question once again for you. Let me go. 1 second, friends. See, now remember the concept actual. What is this accommodation? And we have read the example which has been given by ICAI directly. Okay, first bill amount is for 4,000, right? Second bill amount is for 7,000 rupees. Out of this 4,000, what is the share of X and what is the share of Y? 2,000 is the share of X and 2,000 is the share of Y. That means what? 1:1 ratio is there. And if there is no new ratio maintained by them, we need to distribute the same amount which is and as X was unable to pay the amount of 2,000 to Y on the due date. On the due date, Y has drawn another bill of exchange for rupees 7,000. Y has drawn 7,000 bill of exchange on X, on X, from which 4,000 rupees is to be subtracted. Because this 4,000 is drawn, this second bill is drawn in order to meet the liability of first bill. Okay, so we need to subtract this 4,000 rupees, and what will be the remaining balance? 3,000. And in the same ratio of 1 is to 1, we need to distribute simply. That means 1,500 is the total thing. And what is the discounting charges? Total 400 rupees, and here we need to distribute 200, and we need to distribute 200, right? So the amount which has been received by him is 1,300, and discounting charges 200, so 1,500 is the total amount which he is going to receive. That is how you can understand. Simple question, not a simple, but this was some tricky. Okay, now let us now go for continuing the question. Let us Sorry for the disturbance. Sorry for the disturbance, friends. I'm very sorry. Okay. Now let us go for having this completion of the question. Within few minutes, we are going to complete this question, and we shall go for the next question also. Now what happened? Before the bill is due for payment, X becomes insolvent, later 25 paisa in a rupee. And what happened here? Y draws a bill of exchange for rupees 7,000, which has been discounted for rupees 4,000, for 6,600. See, there is no due date here. We cannot say the due date. We cannot decide the due date because the months has been not provided. So let us assume on same date, 4th 8 2019 only. On 4th 8 2019, what happened? What happened now? The X has become insolvent. That means we have become insolvent. For which we need to, first of all, we need to write the dishonor entry, right? Dishonor of the bill entry. So for which we write the entry bills payable account debtor to Y account for 7,000 rupees, right? This is what the dishonor entry we can write. And on the same date, what happened? Out of this 7,000, what X has to pay totally, what we can have here is 25%, 25 paisa in a rupee is recovered from his estate. Okay, but due to this mutual accommodation, what X is liable to pay and what Y is liable to pay? X is liable to pay half of the 7,000 rupees, that is 3,500 with X, and 3,500 with Y, right? So he needs to pay only 3,500 into 25%, because this is only recoverable from his estate. That's it. So for which what we do, we need to write the entry. We are going to make Y account debtor to bank account. We need to pay only 3,500 rupees, right? 3,500, and to deficiency we need to send, because we are not going to send 75% of the amount. So 3,500 into 25%, which is 875 rupees, can be recoverable. And if we have subtracted 3,500 from 875, we are going to get 2,625 rupees. So this is what the solution is. So now we have completed illustration number 10. Let us now go for within speed manner for illustration number 11. X draws on Y a bill of exchange for rupees 30,000, and we need to pass the entries in the books of X and Y. So let us go for now in the X and in the Y. By reading the question, we shall go for writing the entries. X draws a bill of exchange on Y in the sense what? Sorry. X draws a bill of exchange on Y for rupees 30,000 on 1st April 2020 for 3 months. Okay. Y accepts the bill and sends it to X, who gets it discounted with 28,800. X immediately remits 9,600. That means of 28,800 by 2, if we do 28,800 divided by 2, that would be 9. No, that means 1/4 ratio has been there here. Now let us calculate. No, we shall go for some understanding. So 28,800, out of which so 3 times. If we do third 3 times, 9,600 is the amount which we have sent to Y. Let us see. Then what would be the amount left uh, with the left amount only? We need to go for calculating the ratio. 28,800 is the total amount which has been received by X, and what we can say is 200 rupees discount is there. Okay, and out of which 28,800, there should be some distribution of X and Y. Okay, to Y what amount has been sent? 9,600 amount is sent. So 28,800 minus 9,600 is 19,200. We need to see the ratio between these two. 19,000 divided by 200 divided by 9,600 is 2:1. So the ratio is 2:1 ratio. Okay, 2:1 ratio is there between both of the persons. Okay, this is what the thing is. On the due date, X being unable to remit the amount due, accepts a bill for 42,000 for 3 months, which is discounted by Y for 40,110. Y sends 6,740 to X before the maturity of the become bill. X becomes bankrupt. His estate paying 50 paisa in a rupee. That means what? 50 paisa can be recovered from his estate. 50% can be recovered, and we need to pass entries in the books of both X and Y. Okay, the same type of bill, the same type of question is there here. Now let us go for having the solution. Okay, let us now start with writing the entries. Okay, let us now go for starting writing the entries. Start. In the books of X and in the books of Y, I'm going to draw some line on which I want to illustrate what on 1/4/2020. 1/1/4/2020, X has drawn a bill of exchange on Y for mutual accommodation, in the sense what bills receivable account at R to Y account for 30,000 rupees. In the books of Y, what would be that entry? X account at R to bills payable on 1/4/2020 only for 30,000 rupees. This is the first entry which we are going to write. And Y accepts the bill and sends it to X, okay, who gets it discounted by 28,800. So on which date? On the same date, on 1/4/2020 only, we are going to write the entry bank account at R, discounting charges account at R to bills receivable account 28,800, discounting charges is 200, 30,000, so not 22,200 here, 1,200 is the discounting charges. We can say 28,800, 30,000 minus 28,800, 1,200 is the discounting charges. Total 30,000 is the amount, for which there is no entry in the books of Y, because X is discounting the bill with the bank, right? X is discounting the bill with bank. There is no relationship with Y. Now what happened here? Now let us give some space here. I'm not writing any entry in order to maintain some balance. X immediately remits amount 9,600 to Y. Okay, on the same date 1/4/2020, 1/4/2020, what X is doing, he is going to send the amount of Y account debtor to bank, to discount also, to discount account also we need to send, because the discount which has been borne by X previously has to be borne by both of the parties. So the share which they are going to decide is are borne by both of them. So he has sent what amount, he has sent 9600 rupees, but he has sent 9600 is not the complete amount. 9600 amount is going through bank, and what is the discounting charges he has to send. Let us again, we have seen, right, 2:1 ratio is there, because out of this 30,000 rupees, 28,800 has been received, and out of this 38,800, 9,600 has been received by Y, in the sense 19,200 amount is there with Y, is there with X. That means ratio, what we can say, 2:1 ratio is followed by both parties. So out of this 1200, we need to send one third portion, means 400 rupees is the discount which has to be borne by, Y. So 400 we are going to send. That means what, total 10,000 rupees is the total amount which is going to be sent. Simply 10,000 amount is directly receiving by the Y. And in the case of Y, what is the entry on the same date, 1/4/2020, we are receiving the amount of some cash. That means our bank, we can say bank account debtor 9600, and discount also to be expensed. That means discount account debtor 400, discount account debtor 400, to what we can say, to X account 10,000 rupees. This is what the amount which we are having. This is the entries which we are going to pass. On the due date is nothing but for 3 months there is a due date. 1/4/2020 means we can say 4th July, 4th August. Okay, April, May, June. April completed, April, May, June completed. So 4th July, 4/7/2020 is the due date. On 4/7/2020, what happened, X is being unable to remit the amount due, is and accepts a bill for 42,000 rupees. Okay, what would be the entry? Y account debtor to bills payable. Okay, Y account debtor to bills payable account for 42,000 rupees. And if we see from 42,000 rupees, what is the first bill amount? 30,000, and we need to subtract. So 12,000 rupees is the amount, and this is to be borne in the ratio of 2:1 again. Okay, and because there is no other mentioned, no other thing mentioned here, we can say out of this 42,000, 4110 is the amount which has been received, in the sense 42,000 minus 4110, 1,890 rupees is the 1,890 rupees is the discounting charges. This is to be also borne in the ratio of 2:1. Okay, what happened, what X has done here now? What X has done, X has accepted the bill which has been drawn by Y on X. Okay, bills payable has been accepted by X. This is bills payable in case of X, and that would be bills payable in case of bills receivable in case of Y. On 4/7/2020, let me change the pen. On 4/7/2020, bills receivable account debtor to X account for 42,000 rupees. Okay, this is the amount which has been received, which on the bill amount. Now what happened, for 3 months, which is discounted by Y for 40,110, On which date? On the same date, 4/7/2020, we are discounting. Why is discounting the bill with bank? So for which what entry would be recorded? Bank account debtor, discounting charges account debtor to bills receivable account for 42,000, no, for 4110, 1890, and 42,000 is the total amount. And this is, there is no relation with X. Okay, because the discounting entry, no, we can write no entry here, no relation. The same thing which we can, this is applicable. Okay, now what happened? Y sends rupees 6,740. No, what is happening here? Out of this 42,000 rupees, 30,000 is the amount which is there with the previous bill, and remaining 12,000 is the amount. Okay, and we need to subtract 1,890 rupees also, because this is the discounting charges which has been made. 12,000 minus 1,890, so 10110. Out of this 10110, what happened? He has sent rupees 6,740 to Y. 3,370. Okay, and the ratio would be same, 2:1 only, we can say. Okay, that means ratio has not been changed here, ratio is same. We can now distribute the same amount in the same ratio, we can distribute. What Y is doing? Y has sent rupees 6,740 to X. Okay, on the same date, right? On the same date, that means what? On 4/7/2020, bank account is receiving, so bank account debtor. But what is the discounting amount? Discount account debtor to Y account. Okay, we are receiving the amount from Y of rupees 6,740, and out of this 1,890, we need to calculate 2/3 share. 1,890 into 2 divided by 3, 1,260 is the share, and plus 6,740 would be 8,000. Simply what we can say, out of this 12,000, if we divide in the ratio of 2:1, that would be 8,000 and 4,000, right? In the same case, in the same sense, we need to understand simply. On 4/7/2020, what Y has done? Y has paid amount to X, right? So X account debtor to bank account to discount account, simply Y X account debtor to bank to discount account. So this is 6,740, this is 1,260, and 8,000 is the amount which is total amount which has to be sent, right? So now what we can analyze from this situation is, finally 6,740 is the amount which has to be discharged. No, 8,000 is the amount which has to be discharged by okay, this is the amount here which we are now having. Now what happened? Let us see. Before maturity, X becomes bankrupt. His estate paying 50 paisa in a rupee. 50 give the general entries in the books of X and Y. So what is the total amount of third bill? Second bill 42,000. What is the share of X? What X has to pay actually? Two shares of third, 2 out of 3 shares. That means 2:1. Let us calculate 42,000 into 2 divided by 3. 28,000 share is of X. That means X has to pay 28,000 total amount. X has to pay 28,000 of total amount. But what happened? X is unable to pay the amount. On which date we can say? On before the maturity only. Before the maturity, but maturity date has not been provided actually. Maturity date is not provided, so we can assume the same date 4/7/2020. What happened? X has become bankrupt in the sense X has dishonored the bill, right? X has dishonored the bill is in the sense bills payable account at our 42,000. Let me write it clearly. Account at our 42,000 to buy account 42,000. Dishonor entry we need to pass, for which what X Y would be recording. He shall make X has his debtor, so X account debtor to bills receivable account. Simply for 42,000 he would be recording the same entry. No, what would be the thing? What would be in this case? Simply on 4th 7 2020, what is the amount which is payable of out of this 42,000? Out of this 42,000 we need to pay only two-third amount, that is 28,000. So Y account debtor 28,000, and of which 50% is recovered. So to bank account 14,000, and to deficiency we are going to write to deficiency because there is no amount with us, that is to be transferred to deficiency account. And how why would be recording the entry on 4/7/2020? Bank account debtor bad debts account debtor to X account. Simply that means 14,000 is the amount, 28,000 is the total amount. So this is how we can pass the entries in the books of X and Y. You need to understand only the situations, that two things are to be remembered. First thing is calculate ratio. Part is distribution, and you need to remember that discount is also to be distributed. Discount is also to be distributed. Okay, and now there is a last illustration number 12. Within second I shall upload this one also. 1 second friends, 1 second. Yeah, I have uploaded that one also. So the last thing, last illustration number 12. Okay, illustration number 12. Anil draws a bill of rupees 9,000 on Sanjay on 5th April 2019, and we need to see first of all. Question is entries in the books of Anil. So in the books of Anil, we need to pass the entries. Okay, Anil has drawn a bill of exchange on Sunday on 5th April 2018. On 5th April 2019, we need to pass the entry that bills receivable 9,000. So being billed on and acceptance received. Being billed on for mutual accommodation, we can say. Okay, being billed on for mutual accommodation, and this has been drawn for 3 months, which Sanjay returns to after accepting the same. Okay, Anil gets is discounted with the bank for 8,820. That means what we can have out of 9,000 rupees, amount which is there is 8,820. Means 140 rupees discount. 180 rupees discount is there. Okay. Hmm. On 8th April that has been discounted with bank. Okay, let us write the same entry. On 8th April 2019, bank account data, discounting charges account data to bills receivable account. Okay, entry would be what? Being bill discounted with bank. కార్లోనే ఉంది. Okay, and what happened? One third amount to Sanjay is has been remitted. 1 third amount is nothing but out of this 8,820 into 1 third amount, which we need to calculate 8820 into 1 divided by 3, in the sense 2,940 is the amount which has been sent to uh, Sanjay. In the sense, what is the ratio? 2:1, right? Because 1/3 share is, in the sense, there will be 3 shares. 2/3 share will be with Anil, and 1/3 share will be with Sanjay. Sorry for the disturbance, guys. Monthly amount has been remitted to Sanjay. Okay. On the due date, Anil fails to remit the amount to Sanjay. Why every time the person who is drawing the bill is failing to pay? It is somewhat awkwardness, right? But he accepts a bill of 12,600 later for 3 months. Okay. On the due date is nothing but, let us calculate, and for this is for 3 months. Okay, this is the date of bill. 3 months, right? April completed 7th, and 5 plus 3 8. So 8th August 2000, not 8th August, 8th July 2019 will be the due date. Okay, on 8th July 2019. Why? Because of 5th to 4 2019, and afterwards we need to add 3 months plus 3 days, 3 days grace. Okay, 3 months plus 3 days grace, in the sense what, April, May, June total completed, so that means June completed. And July 5th plus 3 days is July 8th. On 8th 7 2019, what happened? Anil fails to remit the amount due to Sanjay, but he accepts a bill for 12,600. 12,600 amount is there. Okay, let me analyze here. 12,600 in the sense, 12,600 rupees is there here. Okay, out of this 12,600, what happened? It has to be it has been discounted by Sanjay with 12,330. And what would be the discounting charges? 12,600 minus 12,330. 270 rupees is the discount. Okay, and remits 2,120 to Anil. Okay, and out of this 12,600, what is the previous bill amount? 9,000. 3,600 is the amount which is remaining bill amount. And out of this 3,600, what Sanjay has done? Sanjay has remitted some amount. Okay, first of all, before this, 1 minute friends, within 1 minute I'll be coming. Okay, I have taken some more time. 2 minutes time I have taken, so you can skip up to 2 minutes. Hmm. Okay, on what happened now on this date? Let us now calculate out of this 3,600. Out of this 3,600, what is the amount of discount which has been there here? 270 is the discount rate. 270 is the discount which is to be subtracted. 3,330 is the amount which has been received. Out of this 3,330, he has remitted two-third amount. That means he has remitted 2,220 rupees, which is what we can say two-third amount of, right? Two-third amount of 3,300. Okay, so he has to pay 2,700 into 2 by 3, 180 rupees as discount charges also. Within 5 minutes let us complete this question. Okay, very simple. Understanding the questions will be making us to solve easily. So on which date? On the due date we are having at here, up to here. On the due date, Anil fails to remit the amount to on Sanjay, and but he accepts a bill for 12,600. So Sanjay account at R to bills payable being bill accepted. Okay, on the same date, on the same thing, what happens is, um and remits to which Sanjay discounts for 12,300 and remits 2,200 amount. That means what, on the same date on 8th 7 2019, Sanjay is receiving bank balance. So bank account data discount charges is also to be there. So discount account data to Sanjay account 2,220 180 rupees is the discount, and 3,000, which what we can say total amount is for 2,400. Okay, 2,400 is the amount being amount received. Okay, the same thing before maturity. Okay, before maturity of the renewed bill, Anil becomes insolvent. Only 50% was realized from his estate on 15th October 2019. So what is the amount of second bill? Second bill is has been there for 12,600, right? Out of this 12,600, what is the share of X? Two-third share. 12,600 into 2 divided by 3. 8,400 is the share of X. So he has not paid 8,400 amount to Y. That means not by Sanjay here. On which date on we can have on before the maturity only. Let us assume the same date 8 7 2019. Actually, yeah, the same 19 only is there. On 8 7 2019, we have paid amount to Sanjay only 50%. So Sanjay account data 8,400 is the total amount which is to be payable to bank account. Only 50% has been paid. 4,200 amount has been paid, and to deficiency we need to send this one. %50 of the amount paid, we can say. So now we have passed the entries in the books of Anil also, with which we can say we have completed our bills of exchange topic. We have completed all the illustration and also all the practical questions. Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye.